I wanted to put this in at the start because with everything that's been happening, craziness that has befallen our world, more than just the pandemic, most notably racial insensitivity that's been going on, the riots gripped us in terror and somehow has made us better people. I'm hoping has been making us better people. I was having second thoughts about uploading this review, but as I was looking on it and thinking through what exactly it means, I feel like it needs to be shown. Because quite frankly, this is a movie that everyone should see. It's a modern day rendition of what is happening today. It's sad, it's powerful, but my god is it an eye-opener. Because it directly relates to how we as a society have been portraying our current endeavours. And to support our fellow friends' heritage and Indigenous culture, I think that it's a good thing for me to be able to show it. But I hope that through this crisis we have grown, that we've been able to show that we need to be there for each other.
There's a war going on out there, and you welcome this into our home?
Is this y'all?
Y'all really gave us something to believe in. We needed that for real.
Let them go!
Are y'all the new Black Panthers? Power to the people.
All we can do is go forward. There is nothing back there for us. Let's just keep going. Can I be your legacy?
You already are.
This is more than just a Bonnie and Clyde story. How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Hope your day, night, evening, afternoon, midday, day is going perfectly smashingly well. For me, all I've been doing is just sitting in here and recording. Really does prove that I need to get a friggin' life. Because without life, how are you supposed to live? Okay, that didn't make a lick of sense. Did you see the oppressive, shocking, and controversial events that have happened around the world for the past 100 years or so? Even more, to be honest. As we've seen those of different colour and descents constantly shown as someone that they're not. And sometimes can lead to violence, wrongful accusations, and even death. Creators who lived through this endeavour decided to speak up and bring out their own story into this world. In a different way than you might think, but it's got a lot of heart and a lot of soul. Queen and Slim. Directed by Melina Matsoukas, starring Daniel Kaluuya, Jodie Turner-Smith, Bokeem Woodbine, and Jahi Diallo, where a crime is committed and two people cast out as fugitives without knowing the full story. A fictional take on the African American community, immorality can lead to shock, horror, and never knowing where to go. At the same time, is never the cause for not seeing the bigger picture. Does this movie show off the oppression and true nature of how the world has been in the past, or is it just a bigotry way of making a few bucks? Let's find out. Kick it into the good. Two main actors. Incredible. I would love to see these two in more movies. If anything, actually Oscar nominated. Because the performance that they give off is just outstanding. Each and every word that is being said, each scene that is being played out, you feel like this is not even in the script. That it's just two people trying to make their way through the situation and come out on the other side, but it allows you to instantly connect with the characters. Within the first 5 minutes, I felt so much for these people, and all you see is them sitting in a bar talking, and that was enough to grab me. The writing ticks all of the boxes. It's clever, funny, compelling, it's metaphorical, and has little lines and moments that relate so subtly that they have you thinking back to the start and remembering exactly what's been going on. It follows the script line by line to a T and doesn't force it down your throat trying to remember certain things that have already happened. If anything, it plays out just like a normal human being would play it out. There are shocking moments that make you jump and switch on those tear ducts. The good thing is that it wasn't like that throughout the movie. If anything, the only thing that grabbed me was the very end scene, which honestly should go down in history as one of the greatest endings of all time. It has a good mixture of thrills that wraps it up in a dramatic story of love, loss, triumph, and freedom. The way that this movie is shot, the cinematography that was used, was unlike anything that I'd seen previously. We've all seen different movies of having cameras on the back of vans, but have you ever seen a camera constantly hold on a shot that didn't seem necessary? And you think that it would get quite annoying. What's the purpose of us actually looking at this for this long? But if anything, it just comes across as very natural in these characters' shoes, that you're not viewing it from a movie's perspective, that you are in their situation, locked onto the door, so that it would look just like someone was holding the camera, but the minute the door opens, the camera actually moves with it. Those little subtleties, so interesting to watch from start to finish. My attention was hooked from the very beginning, and it never disappointed me once. The story is simple, and it plays out in a way that you'd probably be guessing. With all the movies that I reviewed, the one thing that I found is that certain movies can be slow at times. This is sadly no exception, but as I'm going back over this script, I realized that maybe they were intended like that. We really needed to flesh out the characters and give the audience everything that they needed in order to feel, know, and understand exactly what they're going through. So the pacing, honestly, you can't really fault for. Yes, it might be a little bit long at 2 hours and 20 minutes, and a lot of the scenes could have been wrapped up within a very short amount of time, but I don't think they wanted to, because they wanted to tick every single box and get it right down to exactly what they wanted to show. It wasn't just a movie, that this is, honestly, what people of color had to deal with, still do deal with, which is sad and upsetting. I'm not going to say there's any bad. Honestly, this does everything that it should. It's special in that kind of way, that it's not just a regular old Bonnie and Clyde story. It's so much more than that. It's one that should be spoken about for years to come. Real world issues that people of color and different descents have had to go through, had to tolerate, and push through to be able to show that they are just human like the rest of us. And they shouldn't need to show it. We're all human beings. We're all in this together, and it doesn't matter where you come from. We've all fought and bled through generation upon generation, and at the end of the day, we're all in this together. And this movie is just that little representation that there shouldn't be any difference between us and them, that there is no them, there is only us. That's why Queen and Slim gets. Now, I always like to end my reviews with a quote from the film. My favourite quote was, "You all really gave us something to believe in. We needed that for real." You'll know it when you feel it. But that being said, did you see it? Will you see it? And if so, let me know in the comments. Until then, I've been DeeJsee, and always remember, did you see it? This goes out to every single one of you. You're value members of this world. Don't you ever forget it, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise.